Good afternoon. So this is a quick video to kind of solve some issues with the sample problem number 5, specifically which is about RC circuit. The problem number 1 in the sample 5 is the following. You have an RC circuit where you have a battery that provides you voltage epsilon, a resistance R, and a capacitor C. The resistance is 5 ohms. The capacitance of the capacitor is 20 microfarad, and epsilon is 10 volts. Now, before we close the circuit, there is no current, therefore there is no charges on the capacitor. Okay. Once we close the circuit, then current start flowing, and I'm using the typical convention this way. So positive charge on one side get deposited on this side of the capacitor. So you have negative charge on the other side, and then you close the loop. What does it mean? It means that these charges keep piling up until when? Well, until the difference potential here in the capacitor is equal and opposite to the battery. At that point, you have a plus 10 volts going this way, and then you have a minus 10 volts on the other side, so that at the end there is no current. So the current in the capacitor starts with the maximum current, which is what is provided by the battery, okay, which in that case is 2 ohms, okay. The maximum current is V over R. In this case, V is the one provided by the battery, epsilon over R. This is 10 volts over 5 ohms equal to 2 ampere. So as soon as you close the circuit, current has start flowing with an initial current of 2 ampere and start piling up charges over here. You pile up charges until you have a maximum amount of charges, Q max, which is equal to C, the capacitance, times the voltage, okay, of the capacitor. And the voltage of the capacitor, as I said, is equal to and opposite to epsilon. So V is 10 volts. So the maximum amount of charges is 20 microfarad times 10 volts is 200 microcoulomb. Okay? So when we draw this, IC is dropping exponentially. So it goes from I naught down to 0. So that's the graph. It goes I naught down to 0. And the tau constant of this law is R times C, which is 100 microsecond. Okay? So I just want to clarify this. You can see a sort of discussed into the book on chapter 21, page, in the section 21.6, there is a brief note about how the current in the capacitance, in the capacitor actually changes. Okay? I hope this helps.